Food pantries are giving out record amounts of food right now as Americans struggle financially. But supply isn't a problem. In fact, some perfectly good food is being dumped. Tonight, our national investigative team looks at why there's food that can't get to the people who could really use it. Investigate TV's Lee Zurich has tonight's COVID-19 tracker.
Lines are long at food banks across the country.
We have tripled the amount of food that we're getting out to the community. We tripled it in April.
Many food banks can't keep up with the demand.
That day we served 1,500 cars, and we probably could have done twice that. We didn't have enough food at that particular food drop, but we had traffic backed up, and we could have done probably 3,000 or 3,500.
Pre-pandemic, 37 million Americans lacked access to a sufficient quantity of affordable, nutritious food.
While we definitely are seeing things are worse than they've been in memory right now in the United States and the UK and a lot of places, it's really exacerbating patterns that have already been there for quite some time.
Since the COVID-19 outbreak, experts at Feeding America estimate an additional 10 million Americans are expected to face these same food supply issues.
There's not shortages of food, certainly not in the United States. Worldwide, there's no shortage of food. What usually is the case is that people don't have access to the food that's already there.
And while some Americans face a food shortage, some farmers have been forced to destroy their product.
So we have farmers dumping or having to till under or otherwise waste production at the same time as we have lines at food pantries and not able to get certain things in the stores. Because our infrastructure is set up to just ship everything to certain kind of centers. It's a very centralized system, not a localized system like some of us have been pushing for many years.
It's a crazy food chain, I'll tell you that. And it's all because it's all based on profit and extracting as much wealth from the land.
George Naylor has farmed in Iowa for 44 years. He says that centralized system doesn't allow farmers to distribute food locally to those in need.
There's no resiliency in it. It used to be we had packing plants all over the place, and small towns had their own lockers and things like that. Well, if we were all more out on the land and rural communities like we used to be, and there were local processing plants, this kind of phenomenon wouldn't happen.
Some states are working on ways to allow farmers to sell direct to consumer, but there isn't enough in place to help every farmer and every American who still needs food now.
And according to Feeding America, people who work in the service and hospitality industries have the highest rates of food insecurity right now. Up next on Valley News Live 10 at 10, this summer's great escape, well, it's happening in the backyard.